like the wood.
Do you?
Yes.
Sorry, Emily. Hey everybody, it's Chris and Charlie here with Daily Motor, and there is a large truck outside that we are going to go drive. It is the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD High Country with the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel motor. This is an entirely refreshed truck on the inside for 2024.
But not on the outside.
I don't think that is a little bit of styling change for the 2024 year.
Quite a few bugs on the front of it.
Yeah. This actually isn't a perfectly fresh raw impressions drive for me.
Because you spent like 10 hours in it already.
I have been in it for quite some time, yes. But it is a fresh raw impressions drive for Chris. So I will kind of save some of my lasting thoughts for the end of the week wraparound. But let's take a look at this thing. First off, it is large.
I like the hood scoop.
It is and it's functional as well.
Is it?
Yes, it actually goes in here and then it sucks right into the air intake there. Lots of chrome, being the High Country package, so even your tow hooks here are chrome. I think they're kind of expecting you won't really use those unless you really have to.
Okay, so they're aesthetic tow hooks.
Chevy badge that lights up. Let me see if using the key lights that up. Now you can't quite see it too much in the daytime, but it is nice and lit.
Yep, I see that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Thanks.
Big 20-inch chrome wheels, very important. These mirrors extend for trailer towing, which we did.
Biggest things I've ever seen. How do they extend?
Power. They just.
Very cool.
Yep. Got our 2500 HD badging. Steps, which is important for the 6-foot 8-inch bed, which will actually fit a Polaris Sportsman 570 in it.
Really? How'd you find that out?
Because I loaded one in here.
Okay.
Yes, and I did make a bit of a mistake. I didn't put any foam in between it up there originally, so you can see I've scuffed a little bit of the bed liner. And also a bird has had its way with the front as well.
Oh, I do see that. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I wouldn't have noticed it unless you said something.
Yeah, it's quite subtle. And then we come around here and we see power opening and closing tailgate.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. No old man step here, so you do have to use.
I can hear it chiming from all the way out here.
Yes, it is a bit of a loud chime.
Yeah.
Plenty of bed space. You obviously can get an 8-foot bed as well.
You can do a fifth wheel on here too.
Yes, fifth wheel and gooseneck attachments built right in. Another large truck there.
What, that one or this one?
Tough to say. This one probably has more towing ability.
How much can it tow?
About 20,000 pounds with that.
20,000 pounds?
Yes. 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque with this engine transmission option, which is an extra $10,000 to get it. But I think it's quite worth it. We had the four-wheeler in the back here, 700 pounds, plus a Mini Cooper S on a U-Haul trailer, so about 5,000 pounds behind. The truck barely felt it.
Couldn't tell.
Pulled so strong. I never got one bad shift from this transmission. Excellent.
I love the way these Chevys drive.
Yeah, that's what you're paying for, really, is the transmission.
The Allison 10-speed.
Here is a bit of a weird quirk complaint, though. Chris, you might not be a super keen towing person, but I'm going to explain something to you. We're going to drop this back down. When you plug a trailer in, you need to plug the lights into the trailer as well.
Okay.
So right over here, you'll see this is what you call a 7-pin lighting adapter.
Okay.
And right here is what you call a 4-pin. Now, smaller trailers typically have a 4-pin. Well, if we close this back up, back here you will see you have a 7,
okay,
but no 4-pin. The U-Haul trailer that I used was a 4-pin.
So how did you plug it in?
I had to use an adapter, just the same as I would with my beater truck, my F-250.
Right.
So why is the 4-pin adapter all the way in there?
Yeah, what do you use it for in the bed?
I imagine if you had like a gooseneck trailer or something, you could plug into there. But why not also have a 4-pin back here? Because this is where you typically have your smaller trailers. It's a bit of a strange decision to me there. Yeah. Coming around, what do you think of the black on black on black?
I like the way this truck looks with the black and the chrome. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Let's head on into the back seat.
Yep. Gotta have the power drop down, running boards.
Yep. You can see all this room you get and a little bit of storage area back here with the seats folded, and you simply close it. You get these little cargo areas, which is nice to put straps in or something like that.
I like the floor mats.
Obviously, acres of room. Yeah, with the High Country package, you get a little bit of brown
wood trim. Nice.
Yep, stitching in there. Plenty of room back here for all of your crew members, if you will. It's very cold. Weather. USB-A and USB-C, heated seats and vents back here. You can see Chris is entirely spread out at his full 5'11"
This is how you're supposed to sit in back seats, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Plenty of room there. You can see around the front of the cabin. Vastly improved interior. Chris and I were referencing our 2023 Sierra video that we had, and this looks so much better. Great technology suite.
Yeah, I love this new setup in these.
Good Bose sound system as well in here.
Yeah,
if you want
how
to hear
is
it. Decent. If you want to hear the review, see that, check the link in the description. We'll do the full review there.
Wow, that is an engine with
Sure
a
is.
massive turbo.
Big boy. Mm-hmm. 2 batteries, being a diesel. This thing, it really gets up and goes. It's a strong, healthy feeling engine. Doesn't feel like it's overworked ever. I mean, maybe if you put 20,000 pounds on it, but most people will not do that.
Interesting, they advertised the Allison transmission on the badge on the hood.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, look at that.
This is for the high country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty high definition screens. Very Chevy sounding.
Not just Chevy, every GM car.
Well, you know how you get nostalgic when you hear like BMW chimes? They
Yeah.
want you to have the same feeling.
Ah.
Plenty of places to put things, although I will admit this area is not quite as useful as it is in the Ram, where you can get a big old center console storage.
You can heat just your back or your butt and your back.
That's a big thing for GMs. They've always had that. Can you do it at the same time as cooling now?
No. No, because this is an American car.
Question for you: will your phone fit in here? I think it will, but
yeah, definitely.
my Mini slides around a bit. Yeah, okay. Does it charge?
No. Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, my Mini doesn't stay charging because it kind of moves around a bit too much. Plenty of USB-A and USB-C ports around. Wireless CarPlay that looks quite good and works quite well.
Can you make it be full screen?
I don't know. But what you can do is bring up full-fledged Google Maps right there, because this is the Android Automotive infotainment system.
You know, Ford is kind of going towards this as well. With some of their, or Lincoln, sorry.
Yeah, well, Ford's infotainment is horrendous compared to this.
Also, what is this whole thing with Chevy saying that they're going to ditch Apple CarPlay? Is that like a real thing?
Apparently.
No sunroof.
No, GM press cars
In an
never do.
$85,000 truck.
No, they don't do that. It's better for fuel economy.
Fuel economy. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, this is missing the high country technology package that would get us a few extra bits and baubles. Which is weird. You'd think if you just get a high country, it would just have everything.
That's kind of what I figured. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice light, heavy duty steering. It almost has just the right amount of diesel sound. It's not loud, but it isn't just totally not there.
Yeah, it's very quiet. It's a
Mhm.
lot quieter than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's very quiet on the highway too.
Yeah, this will be a good car to run fuel economy in.
Mm-hmm. It is a bit bouncy when you're not towing, though. This thing rides better with 5,000 pounds on the back of it, which is standard for heavy-duty trucks. That's one thing I'd like to point out is some car reviewers you might see get a car like this, and they won't review it very fondly because they don't do any truck stuff with it.
We've had a couple of GM trucks,
Yes.
and we've kind of agreed every time that the brake pedal is sketchy. This feels similar to that.
Yeah, they're very. It's so.
You gotta really give it a lot.
It's very boosted, and you gotta.
Yeah,
You have
which
to,
is okay. I mean, you
get
get used to it.
Yeah.
But your first couple stops, you're like, oh man, I got to give it a lot more than I'm giving it. We're going. Oh yeah, this is quick.
Yeah.
Jeez. I think we spun the wheels slightly back there.
Just a tad. Oh, you're right. This is a 10-speed auto.
Yeah, Allison 10-speed.
Yeah.
That's what they always brag about.
Starting price for the high country model here is $73,000 after destination. The 6.6 liter turbo diesel and the transmission are $9,500. The power retractable assist steps are $1,500.
Yeah, that's an option you don't select.
I don't know, because some people have trouble getting in and out of this without that.
I know, but you can just have regular ones.
That's
though,
true. That's true.
That won't break because they're just an item.
Right. $500 for the gooseneck and fifth wheel package. $325 for your Z71 off-road package, which gives you off-road suspension, including twin-tube shocks, hill descent control, and skid plates.
Yeah, you gotta have
I can't
all
imagine there are a ton of people.
Outback
There's a manufacturer
Wilderness.
one too. Can't imagine there are a ton of people off-roading these. All for a grand total of $85,000. Can you guess where this truck was built?
Somewhere in America.
Yes,
Allen.
Flint.
Flint?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yes.
Can you imagine the grief they'd get if they built this truck anywhere other than
Yeah, I think American manufacturers.
continental America?
American manufacturers are a bit committed to
This is good.
building in America.
This handle's nice.
Mm-hmm. This new truck platform that GM has is really quite competent.
It is.
Now that they finally have an interior to go along with it.
It's true. Ever since we had that red diesel inline 6 GMC,
yeah.
I've just been such a big fan of these GM trucks. I mean, everyone I get in just validates it much more.
Yep.
This feels great. I also loved that High Country 1500 that we had.
Yep.
With the 6.2 and Super Cruise. That was excellent.
It is a bit unfortunate that you can't get Super Cruise with the heavy duty trucks, because I was looking forward to Super Cruising up north.
Oh well.
Oh wow, you're getting an open oversteer.
It
Would only
happens.
happen on a big truck.
It happens in a. How much does this weigh?
Yes.
Is it like 3 tons, 4 tons?
Probably not quite that much. No, it's probably like 7,500 pounds.
Okay, so it's 3. Isn't a ton 2,000 pounds?
Yeah. You said 4 tons.
I said 3 tons.
You said 3 and then 4.
Okay, so it's almost 4 tons.
Yeah, it's getting there probably.
Yeah, this feels nice. I like this. So how do the mirrors extend?
There's a little button down by your mirror adjustments right in the middle. There you go. Now you're in douchebag mode.
Can get up behind a Dodge and be like,
Get out of my way.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of place to put things there.
I like the wood.
Do you?
Yes.
Sorry, Emily.
That's good.
The volume knob
What
isn't.
on earth is pulling out up here?
That looks like concrete.
It's gonna ruin the rough ride section.
You should ask him if you can try towing that.
I say, excuse me, sir, you're ruining our video. That's a little bit bouncy. Yeah, it's quite bouncy. Yeah, it's quite bouncy. And brake test.
Volume knob's in a bit of a hard to reach spot.
I don't even see where it is. Right here?
Yeah. Just with the column shifter, it's kind of there.
But you also have volume controls on the back of the steering wheel, right? Yeah.
Yep. I like this whole physical control layout here. I like the physical climate controls. Very easy to
What
use.
does this one do? Can you imagine
nothing.
like the final destination of this just like coming off and killing us?
I think we'd be okay.
Oh my god,
in
he's
this.
locking up his brakes. He just locked up his brakes.
Yeah, that thing's probably towing pretty heavy. Bit terrifying.
Yeah,
At least we're not in a Ford Fiesta.
it's true. Lots of torque.
Yes, 975 foot-pounds specifically, but I bet you it's not making that full torque figure in first and second gear.
Probably not, because it would just tear up the road and spit it out. I once drove a Ford dually thing, which had...
I think that's the official name, is dually thing.
Yeah, well, it was like a 2022, I think, and it was a base model, so it had like crank windows and everything, so it was very light. It was like a Superleggera dually. And it had the V8 diesel with like 1,050 pound-feet of
Like
torque.
right here for thumbnail.
Where?
Like with the sun. Yeah, like right there. Yep. Anyway.
And it was hilarious.
Just sliding everywhere.
Yeah, it was just sliding everywhere.
Will you get in the bed for a thumbnail?
Yes. Cool. I think I'll just ride back here for the rest of the review. Try and like surf. I think you should drive over this.
Okay. Are you satisfied?
Yes.
Yeah, the best thing about the GM big trucks is how they drive.
Hey Google. Okay Google. Tell me a joke.
What's the difference between a guitar and a fish? You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish.
Adorable.
Why does it play the little like punchline after? And the little like.
Okay, Google. What's better, Ford or Chevy?
For that, you'll need to sign in with your Google account.
Safe
When
move.
it's safe, check the notification for steps.
For legal reasons, she can't tell you that.
Right.
Yeah.
The Honda system responded a bit quicker than this.
It did.
Remember
yeah.
how immediate that one was?
Yeah. Also, something's rattling.
Yes, I wasn't going to bring that up until the wrap, but that happened the entire time.
What is rattling?
It's this.
Oh, that's very crispy. I should make a TikTok about it.
Yeah. You'd get a billion views.
Yeah.
It was a bit annoying.
All the truck snowflakes that can't accept that the interiors creak.
Well, and that's going to be a bit of the...
This doesn't work properly either.
No. It's going to be a bit of the message of the second half of the video is going to be how the interior of this doesn't quite still stack up to, especially the Ram, but also a bit the Ford.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Brakes work.
Okay.
You just have to really get into them, you know? They're very artificial feeling because it's all boosted.
Right.
Yeah, there's just being an $85,000 truck, being the top level trim, it doesn't really give you the fizz the way the Ram does. The Ram feels like sitting in a living room. And I understand that some people don't love that, but it really does feel proper. Even subtle things like wrapping these bits in leather.
It's true, yeah.
So we're going to be spending the rest of the week with this 2500 Silverado, testing out the different gauge cluster modes, very important.
Oh. Does it have drive modes?
Yes, it has off-road and tow.
That's it.
Yeah. I can't imagine you'd really need much else, Chris.
That's true. See, I for one don't really like drive modes unless they're on like a very sporty vehicle.
Sure.
So I understand that.
Well, and I actually utilized the tow mode when I was towing.
Oh, of course. That's a functional mode.
And we will be back at you here now. Wrapping up our heavy-duty week here with the heavy-duty 2500 Silverado. Freshly refreshed in the inside and freshly chromed on the outside.
That
Chris,
was good.
should we hear about your time with the truck? Did you drive this at all?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You know the other car we have, the Hyundai?
Yes.
Didn't drive it.
Ah.
I just drove this because I like it.
See, well, that would be a conflict to me because I like big diesel trucks, but I also like electric vehicles. So the plug-in hybrid
And
Hyundai.
you like saving money.
And I like saving money, so which would probably push me over toward the Hyundai. But I've enjoyed driving this as well. So let's hop behind the wheel real quick. In fact, we'll put you behind the wheel,
Okay.
freshen you up a little bit. You good to drive?
Yeah.
Cool. And we'll go for a quick little spin, and yeah, wrap up our thoughts with this much more advanced Chevy truck.
Yeah. Well, you were gone this week.
Yes.
Driving the Integra Type S, which
Yes.
I'm very jealous of.
Fantastic
And, I'll
car.
ask you about. Oh, are you allowed to talk about? Well, by the time this is
comes
out,
I hope. Either way,
did
it's
it-
fantastic looking.
did it do pops and burbles?
Yes. Dude, there was one, I was going to do a launch, and like I blipped the throttle a little bit to get the revs up, and it was just like, "Ka!" from the back, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, it's a very unpredictable pop and burble, which is good.
No, that's like the best kind. Anyways,
Yes.
we can talk about the Integra Type S on another day. But the reason I brought that up is because you were gone for 3 days
Yes.
this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a choice to drive either this and get 15 mpg or the Hyundai something or other Santa Fe plug-in hybrid
And get more
and
MPG.
get more mpg. And I still drove this because I figure we don't get a lot of time in heavy-duty trucks.
No.
I'm like, I might as well take advantage of this time that we have in this thing and drive about in it. And I had a lot of fun. The Bose 7-speaker, so much power.
Yeah.
It goes to show that you don't have to have a ton of speakers to be mighty.
No, not at all.
great.
Each individual speaker is tuned so much better than something like the Harman Kardon in the Ram.
Yeah.
That even though that
Or
one has
the-
like 19,
The freaking B&O Unleashed in the
I
F-150.
do think the B&O Unleashed
Well, it's a little
system is
better, but it has like 45
But-
speakers.
You're right. Ooh, a TTS.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
Excellent. It's hiding behind the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot with a little with this sound system. And this truck, I mean, you can see why people would step up to the high country because this is a very pleasant place to be. And you can also see why people would step up to the Duramax because
Yeah,
this
it's
thing
quick.
scoots.
It does have 100 less pound-feet of torque than the Ford.
I
throwing it out there.
nearly guarantee you that you don't ever feel that when you're not towing, because it probably just limits torque to like 800 pound-feet anyway in both trucks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In first, second, maybe even third gear.
So it sets you back in the seat. It's nice.
Yeah.
The only complaints I really have about the truck have to do with build quality, unfortunately.
I know.
A lot of rattles in here, a lot of squeaks and rattles, and disappointing for a 2024 truck with only 3,000 miles on it. You think it would be, well, granted, 30,000 journalist miles and 10,000 Charlie going up north eating McDonald's miles.
Still, my McDonald's French fries don't excuse that when you're just cruising up the highway. And obviously, heavy-duty trucks, they have a firmer suspension, and they jump around, they rattle more. The whole interior moves. But what that causes is these little type of things to continuously rattle while you're driving.
You know, the ride isn't great, but I don't blame it for that, because it has to be damped very stiff, because, I mean, it can tow 20,000 pounds.
This thing rode fantastic when I had 6,000 pounds on the...
I was going to say, the Silverado, it's meant to work for a living.
Yes.
So it's supposed to have some weight in it or on it. So I don't blame it for... Yeah, that doesn't work properly either. I don't know... something I do like, actually, and I think you can do it at speed, is when you go home.
The cameras. Yeah, they stay up permanently.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's showing... There's the front camera.
Mm-hmm.
So this actually worked out well, because... So I have some new neighbors at my parents' house.
Which side?
Well, not like direct neighbors, like
but
3
nearby.
Houses down, in the cul-de-sac at my parents' house.
Oh, are they children having enthusiasts?
Yes, they have, I think...
17?
They have about 70,000. No, they have like 4 or 5 children.
Okay.
They just had another one, so I think it's 5. Anyways, though, they are European. I think they're from Russia. They're like Eastern European.
They're escaping the bad poop out there.
So they're Eastern European, and I don't know if it's something with the culture. And I don't want to say, if you're from Russia, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but they let their kids run wild around the cul-de-sac. In fact, the dad has been quoted saying, "I'm happy we live in a cul-de-sac because the kids can play in it." Which is fine to an extent, but they run all around in the street and everything.
Well, and we do know that this is a very murderous truck design.
So that's where I'm going with this. They for some reason have a fixation with my driveway. I don't know if it's because we have nice cars in it or what, but they sit on their bicycles at the edge of my driveway and stare at me. It's very creepy. It's like out of a horror film.
Do they speak English?
I think so, but they've never said anything to me. They're all very young. They're like 2, 3, 4 years old.
Okay.
Anyways, though, what I'm getting to with this, I'm sorry this is a long story, but
sure.
The other day I was going to leave to go for a run, and they were, as always, in my driveway, not moving.
Okay.
So what I did is I pulled up the cameras because I could not see them.
Genuinely, this is a large hood.
I could not see them over the hood of this truck. So great feature of the cameras, and make sure you don't run over little Russian children.
Yes.
It's very usable, and they make it quick access. I would prefer to have it be here because that's a dead button.
That would be an excellent use of that button.
It'd be a good place for it, but at least it's on the home screen.
Well, I almost wonder, can you like swap this button out? Cannot move items, so you could move something. It'd be nice to have that be like the camera.
Yeah, that.
Because how often do you need to quickly bring up your trailer functionality, especially when there's no trailer plugged in? If this system were really smart, that would be the cameras until you plugged a trailer in.
Right. Yeah.
But good notes on that one.
Yeah, so that worked out really well. I've gotten used to the brake pedal. I figure we can swap over here.
Sure.
Just drive back. I've gotten used to the brake pedal. Didn't really like it at first, but it seems to be okay. Steering's good for what it is.
I was gonna say, for the capabilities of this truck, it's remarkably easy to drive.
Turning circle.
It's not fantastic, but this truck is also huge. Let's bring up your cameras to see if when you're about to hit this tree. Yes, you were going to.
I'm going to park you behind this mulch pile. Perfect.
I love the column shifter. The
the
general ergos work pretty well.
Yeah, no, really.
Comfy elbow places.
You know what's great about this, too, is I drove this for 3 days, and I didn't feel like a giant...
tool.
Yeah.
Douchebag.
Because it doesn't feel big. Like, you're in here, and the steering wheel's not huge, and the interior is just very regular Silverado. So you drive this around, and you don't feel like you're being massive or ridiculous.
Sure.
Even the mirrors aren't as impeding as the stupid tow mirrors on the Toyota Sequoia.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Which you couldn't see around.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of good things going for this truck, for sure.
You raise a good point, because while I like the interior of the Ram better, this truck actually does split a nice difference between being nice to be in without feeling too luxurious, because
Yeah.
it's attractive. I like the brown accents around the black leather and the little high country bits and stuff, but it doesn't go as far as to be so ostentatious like the Fords that have the VIN stamped into here
and like 14 speakers in the
yeah,
headliner,
and with the Ram, it feels like such a nice place to be that you'd almost feel bad putting dirty gloves in it or anything like that. This is a good blend
it's
between...
very utilitarian and luxury.
Yes, you're right. Luxurious utilitarianism, something along those lines. I mean, it's
your thumbnail and it'll just stretch
There you
the
go.
whole length of the picture.
I like the digital gauge cluster that you can choose the different gauges of and everything.
Yeah.
I love the nice infotainment screen. It's not imposing the way the Ram's screen is. The Ram's screen, the large version, is just large to be large. It doesn't add functionality at all. This actually works really well and is built nicely into the dash. It's a handsome interior. If they could just make it squeak less, then it would just be better.
I agree.
And
100%.
this area loses some functionality compared to the Ram, because the Ram
is
has
grippy though, which I like.
Yeah, that helps. But the Ram is just this giant well that you can throw things into. And the Ram's got the wireless device chargers here, 2 of them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and it holds your phone nicely, whereas this one is okay. It tucks it away down in there. You probably are almost guaranteed to forget your phone in there when you get out, because you can't
There's
see
a good
it.
amount of room. I think you get more room in the Ford though, as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
than the Dodge. So
But you got physical climate controls, which are good. And
if you're a hoarder, maybe look at the Ford or the Dodge.
Right,
Mhm.
a Forder.
Yeah, if you're a Forder.
I also like that the parking brake is always just a push down. We've talked about this with GM
That is
cars
nice.
before.
Yeah, I like
because you
the
never
GM.
know
Yeah.
in cars with a pull one, do you pull or do you push? And this one, you simply, if it's on, you press it and
Yeah.
it turns off, and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
it's a good place to be. It's an easy truck to drive, and as I talked earlier in the intro, the capabilities were so good. I mean, pulling, it's like it's just nothing. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would trust the reliability of this engine and transmission more than both the Ford and
Really?
the Ram. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true, because I guess Power Strokes don't have a great track record.
No. And neither does
Neither do
anything
Cummins.
from Stellantis.
I thought the Cummins engines were pretty stout.
Yeah, in like the 90s.
Duramaxes though, good.
Yeah. Yeah, Duramaxes have always been the way to go. I wish I could just take this powertrain and put it in the Stellantis, the Ram interior and exterior, and then have the image of the Ford.
So basically, you would like to have all three in one.
Yeah,
What about
elements of all 3.
Does anyone else make a heavy-duty truck?
Nissan for a while had the Titan XD, which was a weird blend. It was like almost a 2000. It was like bigger than a 1500. It's the next one, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but if you want to go back to the cul-de-sac, it's this one. Brake test.
It was bigger than a 1500, but smaller than a 2500. So it was this very weird, and it was a horribly unreliable Cummins diesel, and yeah, it's just a bad truck to go with altogether. So yeah, no one else does heavy-duty trucks, and
Just the Americans.
yeah, the Americans do it right. So.
Yeah.
No, I am about this one, and I know that our buddy Jeff at BMW is interested in buying one of these.
Oh, so this will be a video for Jeff.
This is a video for Jeff.
Okay,
So
hey, Jeff.
Jeff, if you've made it this far, I know you not be getting the. I don't think he'll be getting the Cummins, and I also
You
don't
mean
think
the Duramax?
Sorry, yeah. I don't think he'll be getting the Duramax, and I also don't think he'll be getting the High Country, but he is interested in this one because of the refreshed interior. And we can tell you it's a very nice place to be.
It is.
Perhaps not quite as nice as the interior of your wife's X7, but still nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, you'll be happy to know that we're swapping this for your little purple convertible.
Is it purple?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, well, let's go get to that.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching.
So thank you all so much for watching. If you want a big old $85,000 truck that beeps at you,
I don't like that it does that.
yeah, I know. Get the GMC because it looks better. That's kind of cool, though. Did you see the the blinker?
Yeah.
Thing? No, actually, this looks fine. The chrome is there.
But the
And-
GMC does look better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will see you on the next one. Also, sorry, Cody, saying the GMC looks better.
Does Cody not handle GMC?
No, just Chevy.
Sorry, Cody.
We are Chris and Charlie with Daily Motor, and as always, really, if Paris
could be
and Nicole
in the
needed
simple life,
a heavy-duty truck, they would probably go for something like this.
Yeah, so I think we could be Paris and Nicole with this. It's
We're
85 grand.
Yeah. We're Paris and Nicole with Daily Motor, and as always, Duramax on.